Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas alongside Dan Henderson, who faces Fedor Emelianenko on July 30th in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. And Dan, thank you for the time. It's an interesting situation that you're in here for several reasons. This is the first time that we've talked to you since the purchase of Strikeforce by Zuffa, and you got this sort of mega fight against Fedor. And I'm wondering how it all came about, because you had just won the title, and he obviously fights in the heavyweight division, and it didn't seem as though your paths were really crossing. So how did this whole situation come about for you?
I don't know exactly. I know that I needed another fight, sometime in July, and it wasn't really a clear opponent for me at light heavyweight, and for whatever reason, they asked me if I wanted to fight Fedor. I said sure.
So you didn't bring up the idea; they came to you with it.
Yeah, they asked me if I wanted to fight. I said sure.
When did you start even thinking, and I know you sort of talked about it when you signed with Strikeforce, about fighting Fedor? I mean, was this a guy, obviously you fought in Pride at the same time, but again, your paths never really crossed. When did you start thinking that this could actually become a reality?
I really wasn't on my mind hardly at all. I think the media had asked quite a bit, when I first signed with Strikeforce, since Fedor was there, if that fight would happen, and I said, I don't know, but it'd be, a fun fight to do, and maybe it will. And now it's going to happen.
When Strikeforce originally announced this fight, they said it was going to be a catchweight. And then you went on Twitter a couple of minutes later and said, it's not a catchweight, look at my contract. Where was the confusion there? Was it just a mistake on Scott's part, or was it originally supposed to be a catchweight?
Well, I didn't want to throw Scott under the bus, but no, there was never a catchweight. I've never asked for one, and I asked to make sure from the beginning that I didn't want a catchweight. There's no point in a catch weight. Why make him cut 10 pounds and then he's going to be just as heavy during the fight anyway? It doesn't really matter to me. He's gonna be at 230-ish anyway, and I'm okay with that.
How much do you think you'll weigh for the fight?
I don't know, 204, 205.
Come fight night, do you think you'll probably be around the same thing? Because obviously 206 and up is all good.
Yeah, I mean, I think for weigh-ins I might have to drink a bottle of water or something, but yeah, I mean, I'll be about 204-ish, 205 for fight night.
Have you watched his last two fights, which were losses?
Yeah, I have.
Do you feel as though he's lost a step?
A little bit. I don't know. Like I said, I think something in there was lacking, and with him, and he hasn't really. I think he's probably remotivated, or I hope he is, and I'd like to fight the Fedor that we all knew that was the great. So, I'd hope he comes in shape.
What do you think's the biggest hole in his game right now?
He's wild with his punches. With a lot of times he'll catch you or catch guys with wild punches, but it also leaves him open quite a bit as well. So I want to make sure I capitalize that and really get in there and wear him out.
What was your original thought when you found out that Zuffa had purchased Strikeforce, your former employers?
I only have one fight left, so I don't know what's going to happen as far as negotiating, and there's really nowhere else I will go. But it's always a little scary thing when there's a purchase of the people that are writing your checks.
So this is the last fight on your contract, right?
Correct.
So there's a chance that you may never defend that light heavyweight title.
Yeah, there is a chance, but I have no desire to go anywhere else, and I'm sure we'll work out a deal.
Did you ever talk to Dana since the purchase about your future in the company?
No, not about that. It's typically what my agent will talk to them about. So,
what's your relationship like with Dana these days? I know when you signed with Strikeforce, you were at the award show together. You were kind of joking, but it wasn't the most amicable split. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's always been about the same. He just has, you got to know how he is, and I've never taken anything personal from him. It was just a business decision, and he knew that, and he always needs to say certain things to make himself feel better. I don't know, but I think it's always been about the same type of relationship. I've never disliked him at all.
Final question. I just want to get your thoughts, if I may, on this whole testosterone replacement therapy story that's making a lot of headlines in MMA. It was reported that this is something that you take, but always, under the limits and you're always, kosher, so to speak. Do you feel as though fighters are abusing this right now and taking this as a sort of PED and to gain an advantage over an opponent?
Yeah, I have no idea about what anyone else is doing. I just know that I'm always real careful and not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing.
Does it make fighters like you look bad when other people are potentially doing this to gain an advantage when other people might actually, in fact, need this for health reasons?
I don't know. I think it makes them look bad when they don't pass tests or when they get busted for it. I've never had a problem with anything, and I've been fighting a long time and haven't really changed anything in a long time.
Do you think it's being abused? Do you think it's a problem in the sport?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. It sounds like a couple people are abusing it for sure.
All right, Dan. Well, thank you for the time and good luck on July 30th.
No problem.